This farm is not 100% established. This is in the making, so you'll see a real farm. So this isn't Hollywood, this is the behind the scenes a few years before it looks Hollywood.
Welcome to the farm anyway. A humble little new farm.
So here we are on the quad bike heading down the farm, full circle farm, here just west of the Central Coast. We're going to go feed the chickens. So this is Shannon, this is the guy that runs Full Circle Farm, and we're going to have a heap of fun today because hey, we're on a quad bike, so might even get some mud on us.
Hey mate. So we used to run what you call sellers and pens, where they're being portable infrastructure and we move them every day onto fresh pasture. These are meat chickens. And it worked really well. The main thing is it protected them from predators. We had problems with ravens, would you believe? Not so much foxes, but ravens were coming and picking them off. But so then, just recently, we've just got these two taken on these two livestock guardians, environment dogs. So this is Mario here, and that's Bruno down there. So Mario will be the meat chickens. Hi. You shouldn't be up there. You shouldn't be up there. No. And then that's Bruno down there, so he needs a bit more training, and he's going to be with our egg layers once we start egg layers. So yeah, so we wanted our meat chickens to have absolute open range pasture, so they can just chase bugs as far as they want. And the key to that was getting protection from predators. So that's where Mario steps in, and now we can open up the pens and they can just have, you know, absolute open range. So it's really exciting. And yeah, this is our first batch of meat chickens doing this model where the chickens are absolutely completely open, free range, pasture raised. So it's exciting. There's a few different things we dealing with. So far no predators, so it's really exciting. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's feed them. I think these pens, when I built them, cost me all of $80. Cheap infrastructure. So the water lines go throughout the whole property with, you know, outlets along fence lines. That's probably like 90% done. So it's going to be Christmas Day when I think I'll have to lug buckets of water. So when you have young kids and you're farming, you know, it's not all glamorous. So what the kids do when they're working with me down here is they step on this bucket and they get up here like this, and then this is literally what my 4, 5 and 2-year-old do. Make that noise, and then they repeat that over and over and over again. So then when they don't step on the bucket correctly, then we get cracked buckets. But luckily my dad's a painter, so I get cheap buckets.
So I hope you're taking notes there of how to step on a bucket and yell into a blue drum. That's exclusive from Shannon here at Full Circle Farm. Back on the quad bike, we've fed the meat chickens. We're now going to go exploring, I think. Yep, exploring. So we've just been talking about selling the meat chickens and like the customer service side of it, and so many farmers they just want to wholesale their product to an agent where they sort of do the work. But tell me a bit about like marketing your meat chickens directly to consumers.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is we wanted to, and it's being easy at the moment, but to like consumers and to like customers and to have good communication with them, which is, you know, let's be honest, it's really hard when you're a farmer and you're out, you know, tending to chickens in the paddock and you've got to reply to a Facebook message inquiry. But some of our principles while we're starting is we first want to sell direct sales to customers first and get that retail dollar. That's going to be our point of difference, being a small farm. And the other principle we have is good communication with consumers. But we live in a world where we all want convenience, and we're in our generation, we want things quick, we want replies quick, so we try and reply quickly to Facebook messages and to emails and to get people on board as quickly as possible. That's I think really important when you're dealing with customers. But yeah, and what we are setting up eventually in our area, we are quite close. We're 15 minutes to Tuggerah on the Central Coast, but we do want to set up some sort of convenience for consumers. We'll have farm gate kind of, you know, open where people can come out and buy eggs and see the cattle and pat chickens and everything. But we're setting up a buyers clubs in different areas on the Central Coast, and that's where a host, there's a host in a certain area of a neighbourhood, and they would open up their front veranda to have a drop point for our produce, and people in their area, their friends, neighbours would come and pick up their produce from that drop point. So it's giving convenience to the customer because they're not having to travel far right out here to get a dozen eggs, but it's also it's viable for us because we're not doing door-to-door deliveries. We're doing, you know, on a Thursday maybe 4 or 5 drop points in one area of the Central Coast. So that's our model going forward. But the big principles we're trying to instill in our new farm is quick communication back to the consumer, get them on board and engaged as soon as possible, and to first meet the demand of that retail dollar, of that direct sales to customers. That's our first priority. Then we'll look at restaurants, cafes, and a bit more of a wholesale dollar.
So another thing on Full Circle Farm here is portable infrastructure and not so portable infrastructure bearing water lines. So we've got them side by side here. So basically we've got portable electric fence that can be easily put up, and you can see this trench here in the ground bearing water pipe. That's the water pipe in there. So basically he's going to have water to all areas of the farm, and this laneway, this electric fence, if Shannon decides he doesn't want it here, you can move it because we're not putting in big posts. And tell us about this cool thing with the purple lid.
So these are placed along the fence lines, and they're basically plug and go for your water outlets. You can get this from any irrigation shop. I know if I'm talking to farmers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think they're called QVC outlets. So it's basically just a connection where you plug in, you get a little key from your water line for your trough, your chickens or your cattle. You plug in and you move your mobile trough to where they are, and then so your cattle or your chickens move down the paddock, then you unhook from that one and you go down your water line and plug into the next one and go again. So It's yes, they're buried and they're permanently in spot, but it's portable water. You've got flexibility to move your animals where you need to, and less buckets of water and less IBC tanks and carting that around.
The thing I love about having the water here, it's got that tap there. But when you bring cattle through, you'll run a hose off that to a portable trough. Now, if you see a permanent cattle trough in any paddock, it's got like cow tracks up to it, there's no grass growing up to it. So you're losing that pasture space. Now, when you're dealing with a small acreage, you want all that pasture space that you can get. So with this, when you have the cattle trough there, it might be here, but next time it's like 3 meters over there or behind us. So you're not getting those cow tracks through your paddock, and you can plug anything into that. So we can use it for chickens, cattle, and if you've got other animals come to the farm later on, it's so versatile.
So we do grass finished steers, so we get them in as weaners around about 6 to 9 months old, grow them out to 2.5 years old, and sell them as beef boxes directly to our customers. And it's about respecting the animal, giving them a good life, giving them a long, slow grown kind of life, and using them to do good things on the land instead of do bad things. So using holistic management practices to encourage optimal grass species and make things green. That's what they're doing. Yeah, so the cattle have just been moved out of this paddock, and the idea was for them to take off the top third of the grass. And the reason why is basically we want to leave that ground cover coming into winter to protect the soil. And when you have grass that's like a lawn bowls green, it takes such an incredible amount of time for that to recover, because it's got to use its energy from its root to get that energy to grow the leaves. But when you got grass that's growing back, recovering, and it's already got leaf mass on it, it can create photosynthesis quicker and recover quicker.